My personal experience is I never like to add anything to the office that I don't try and test myself. I'm an I love sports. I play a little bit of everything, but I was playing men's soccer for about 11 years and I ruptured my right Achilles tendon and I was devastated. And being a runner, very active, I immediately went in and had an MRI. It was a full rupture. So basically the tendon was in two pieces. And I went to the orthopedic and he said it's an atypical tear. It's very high basically. Instead of pulling off of the bone, the calcaneus, your heel, it was more towards the calf. And he said, you know, it's a risky surgery. I'm going to send you to a specialist. So I went to another specialist. The specialist said, no, we're going to have to do reconstructive surgery, meaning that we have to take tendons off the bottom of your foot, especially your big toe. You won't be able to flex, but that's okay. You won't notice that in your balance, but still it bothered me that I had to be that invasive and it was that extensive. And I thought about it and I said, what if I could use regenerative medicine, right, and try it on myself, even though it was a long shot with a full rupture. So I talked to the doctor. He said, it's not going to hurt anything if you do that. If you're not happy, you can come back to me for surgery. So I went over to my office immediately. I went with my medical staff and I said, I want you to inject me with these growth factors that we have from a donor and let's do a case study. And they said, well, where do you want me to inject you? I said, right in the void, right in the tear. And I said, what have I got to lose? And so after the injection, and by the way, I thought it was going to be painful. Their technique, they guide it with ultrasound. They did some topical numbing. It was painless. And I immediately put myself into a cast, a pointer boot for a few weeks, and then went into rehab. And I'm happy to say that after a year, it did take a while. We kind of did checkpoints every 90 days. I'm back running, competing, doing a box jump up to 55 inches off the floor, and never had surgery. There's so many people out there that either live with the pain or think they can't regenerate or have to have a major surgery, and that's not always the case. And we're working with more and more doctors that are using regenerative medicine as a source of first defense.